Hey everyone, I'm Luke, your Monday.com expert, and in partnership with ExtraHands Virtual Assistants, we are presenting a series of videos to give you the tips and tricks on how to unleash the full potential of Monday.com. In this video, we're going to cover the topic of automating emails. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so we're here in Monday's CRM platform, and I have a demo workspace set up here. So I have a board here which consists of some data. Now, the main thing to consider when automating an email is what is going to trigger the automation. And with Monday.com, there's a multitude of ways that we can trigger an email to be sent automatically. An email can be sent automatically from a status update, from the push of a button, from any column updates. An email can be sent off when a date arrives within a time period, a certain time before a date, a certain time after a date. So there's so many ways that an email can be sent off automatically. And we will cover a few of these examples in this video. So firstly, let's start off with, I think, what is the most basic email trigger, which is a status update. Now, a company that I built a workspace for before, they wanted to send out automatic emails if they failed to contact a lead. So if a lead came in and they called and the lead did not answer their phone, which a lot of them don't, they wanted an email to automatically be sent to that lead, stating something such like, hey, we've been trying to contact you, give us a call, etc., etc. So let's see how we'll do this. So the status update that triggers this email would be attempted to contact. So we just go to automate, we go to add automations, and we set this automation up. So when this happens, when status changes to something, now you see here all the different ways we can trigger. An email can be triggered from item created, column changes, date arrives, every time period, what I was saying before. In this case, it's going to be a status changes. So when status changes to something, when this status, the status column, changes to attempted to contact, then do this, then send email, send email. Now, one thing to consider is that these automatic emails only work with Gmail and Outlook. Those are the only two platforms that Monday has these automatic emails with. If you're using another email platform, then you're going to have to use something like Zapier or one of those platforms to get that automation running. But Monday.com's native email integrations are with Gmail and Outlook as of the date of this video. So I use Gmail, which most people do. So I will select Gmail, and then you click on the Gmail icon, and then you can select any of your Gmail accounts. You can integrate all your Gmail accounts into this. As you can see, I have tons of Gmails here. So I will just use info@luco.com, and then so the email will be sent from info@luco.com. Send an email. So this is the email. This here is where you type in the subject and the body of the email. So let's just type in subject, trying to contact, and then type in your email. Hey, and here's where you can auto-populate fields from the board. So if I put this here, then the email that will be sent out will replace this with the client's name. So, hey, client's name, we've been trying to contact you. Give us a call. Very simple. Boom, boom. All right. And that's it. Voila. So now you have the email, and now who is going to be sent to? It's going to be sent to the client. Now the client's email is under the email column. All right. Over there. And voila. That's it. We've created the automation. So now we see here that this is where the automation is. We could, of course, switch it on and off at any time we want, but it's on right now. So now we go back to the board, and okay, so let's just say we call Luke Ribeiro and he does not answer his phone. This is his email, info@luco.com, which I have over here. I have the inbox set up here, info@luco.com. mind you, the email is being sent from info@luco.com as well. I'm using the same email to receive and send. Doesn't matter. Okay, so Luke, he doesn't answer his phone, so I update his status to attempted to contact. So now what we should see here is an email showing up very soon. Let's see. I'm doing this in real time so that you see the emails get sent out. Boom, voila. You know, it says me because, as I said, I'm using the same email for sending and receiving. Trying to contact. Hey, Luke Ribeiro, we've been trying to contact you. Give us a call. So you see how very simple it is to send an email out based on a status change. So you can get creative and, you know, have a bunch of different statuses here, and, you know, based on each status, a different kind of email gets sent out. So you just, based on your business, based on your operations, you can set it up accordingly. So I just wanted to quickly go back to the Automation Center just to review all the different kinds of triggers that we can set up once again. So let's just go to Add Automation, and then of course we know when this happens, when status changes to something. This is what we just went over. When item created, when a new item is created, whether it could be a new lead or a new client or a new email subscriber or whatever, you know, you can send out a particular email. When item is created, then send email. You know, I won't really go through all this because we just did it. When an item is created, so we have that. Another thing we can do is when column changes, you know, when all these are the different columns in the board that once it's updated, once it changes, you can trigger an email. Let's just say maybe if the phone number changes, an email gets sent off. If the email changes, an email gets sent off. You may want to notify, you know, a certain person or your team that, you know, an email has changed or a company's name has changed, you know, or if the person assigned to this item, whether that item be a lead, a subscriber, a task, you know, if that changes, then the new person gets an email. So there are all these different ways you can configure these triggers. Let's look at some others. When date arrives, you know, when date arrives. So let's pick a date column. I have a deadline date column. If you see here, I just added it, deadline. So let's just say, you know, you have deadline dates. Maybe this was a task board, or maybe this is the deadline to contact the lead. All right, so let's go back to the automation. When date arrives, when deadline arrives, then, you know, send the email when deadline arrives. Or, you know, it can be when date arrives. In this case, deadline arrives. You can select a time if you want to be very specific, or you can use this option where you can get more creative. You know, 1 day before date arrives, send the email. Or maybe 22 days or 2 days or 3 days before or 3 weeks before or 3 weeks after. You get what I'm saying? There's all these different ways we can configure this trigger. So all it takes is a little bit of, you know, imagination, a little bit of creativity, and you can, you know, have a field day with Monday.com. I really enjoy, you know, doing these automations. I love it very, very much. Every time period, you know, every day at a certain time, you could send out an email, or maybe every week you want to send out an email. Every Tuesday you want to send out an email. Every month, you know, you want to send out an email. You know, as I said, you know, endless possibilities. And one thing to note as well is that these emails, sorry, I'll go back again. Well, let's just say when status changes, then send email. Send an email to someone. Now, the email doesn't have to be sent to one particular person. This someone can be the client or the lead. This someone can be the person assigned to that line item. Let's just say it's a new lead and you assign a person to it. then that person, not the lead, but the person who's in charge of that lead could get an email. Or you could even assign a team to a certain thing. Let's just say we have a contact and you assign a team, the marketing team or the sales team or the New Jersey branch or the Colorado branch or the Moroccan branch. You could actually send that email out to the entire team, via the people column or via the people column, which is which is over here, assigned. You could select a person or a team, Denver, Orlando, you could to this line item. So you could have an email automatically sent to all the people in that team. So once again, unlimited possibilities. The last thing I'll show you, probably saving the best for last, are the sequences. So sequences is where you can send out a series of emails, one after the other, rather than just one email, a series of emails. So a particular example of this may be sort of like a newsletter, or onboarding a new client or a lead or an employee. On day 1, they receive this email. On day 2, they receive that email. On day 3, they receive that email. So you could build this in a sequence. So over here, I have one demo. I built it already. So I have here, once enrolled, first thing they get is an automatic email, thanks for signing up. So I'm pretending that this is someone who signed up for a newsletter or something like that. So this is the email that they get. Hey, client name, subscriber's name, thanks for signing up, etc., etc., etc. Then on day 2, and I could set this for day 3, day 4, it doesn't have to be one day after the other. It can be, after 2 days they get the second email, or after 5 days they get the second email. You can do anything you want. But on day 2, they get this email. Hey name, there are so many ways an automated email can be triggered, such as a status update upon the arrival of a date. So this sounds like a newsletter for email automation, actually. And then on day 3, they get a third email. Hey, did you know that automatic emails saves your team countless hours of work per week? Yeah, so it sounds like it is a newsletter for email automation. So you can automate this series of emails in the same manner as you automate the emails that we described before. So it's really cool that we can do all of this with Monday.com. And another great thing about these sequences is that you can set up some rules. So for example, okay, you have the rules here. You can choose what email it comes from, which email it gets sent to. Sorry, I need to edit the sequence for you to show that. Agree and proceed. Right, it's sending email at info@luco.com. Of course, once again, you can set it up with any email that you have integrated into it. There are some rules. Let's just say it's if the email bounces, then you don't want the sequence to continue with that particular email. So if you select this, then that person will not get the second and third email, because it makes no sense, because the email is bouncing. If, for example, a contact replied to the first email, then you could actually prevent the second and third email from going. Maybe it was an email sequence about trying to contact you. Day 1, hey, we're trying to contact you. On day 2, hey, we're still trying to contact you. On day 3, hey, we're still trying to contact you. But what if after day 1's email, the client responds to it saying, hey, I'm here, what's up? Then you want to stop that sequence from continuing, because it's no longer applicable. So there are all these different rules that you can configure so that the sequence could stop, could halt, could pause. You could actually select the times that the emails are being sent, if you want to send them during business hours, or if you want to send them after hours, depending on the nature of your operations. So there are all these things that we can do. Okay, everyone, that's it. I hope that video was helpful. Be sure to look out for future videos where we explore all the other features of Monday.com. If you need help setting up your Monday.com platform, feel free to contact us. There will be a link below. And yeah, we'll be more than happy to help you and get you up and running. Until then, stay well.